First try, every try. So I'm out here and I'm going to set up the 49:1 linked endfed, just the 20 and 40 sections. And the thought occurred to me is that if I leave the 80 meter section on here and all this wire wound up, will it affect the antenna tune? If I leave it on here, I don't think it should, but it's something I'm gonna see and test it out. Dang bugs. Okay, see if I can show you. This is a bowline knot. What you do is you make a twist, push the paracord up through, stick the tag end or the loose end through that little loop that you made, pull, and there's a bowline knot. This piece of paracord isn't long enough to reach the tree I'm trying to reach. That's why I keep a bunch of small sections. So make a loop, just fold it over. This is a sheet bend. Go up through the loop, around the back, and then underneath that loop that you have coming up through, and start to pull it tight. Don't let it go. And there is a sheet bend, and that will come out very easily, and that should be plenty high enough for me to get this off the ground. So now that I'm at the tree and I want to tie this around the tree, I could do two things. I could do a trucker's hitch to pull it nice and tight, but I don't need it tight. I just need it tied off. And yes, you can just tie a bunch of knots in it. I use the Siberian hitch. Take two fingers, two wraps around your fingers, and you see how I have the long end, the end tied to my antenna over there, okay? 2 fingers, 3 fingers, it doesn't really matter. Then you drag that loop under the other end of the wire, the other end of the paracord, pull another loop through it, and just kind of pull it, and it's on. And it's nice and tight. My antenna's up plenty high enough, and it's got a nice slope up into the tree. Hook up my coax, and I'm done. Since we're out here, and I've already shown a couple of knots that I use to set up my radios, my antennas, I'm going to show you something else. This is a knot that I just learned. It's actually really simple to use. If you want to attach something like a sit pad or sleep pad to a pouch, it could be anything, an antenna mast, anything. What you want to do is you need some cord that's double the width of the item, because you're going to double this over and it's going to go around the item. These are a little long, but they'll work fine. What you do is you fold it in half, like so. You weave it through your mesh or however you're going to attach it, a handle, anything really. You lay the item on it, and then, see if you can see this properly, you take the loop and fold it over. So you make 2 little loops, fold it over, flip those 2 loops together. Then you take one side of the cord and go through one side of the loop. You take the other side of the cord, go through the other side, and then you cinch it down. And this basically makes a compression knot. And you can pull it nice and tight. And if you need to loosen it, you just pull on the individual loose ends. So pull, again, take this, fold it over on itself and bend it around. So you have a nice little nice loop there. Take each end of the paracord, one end through one side, one end through the other side, and then just kind of cinch it down. I'll move it up here so you can see it, and pull it tight. And you can crank that pretty tight and it's not going to come off. But if you need to loosen it, you just grab the loose end that you push through and pull it out. Now, you don't have to take this off every time. If you just loosen it and you want to keep this on your pack, you can just loosen these. Yeah, you probably have to make them, depends on how long your paracord is, and just slide the item out. you know, and then you can keep them on your pack if you wanted to. And then when you're done, you can slide it back on, cinch, cinch, and be on your way. So, just a little tip. November 3 Whiskey Sierra, I have you 5-5 into Pennsylvania.
Papa Alpha, I have you coming in at a 5-3 into US 4324 and US 7260.
QSL, thanks for the parks, and have a great day. 73.
You as well. 73. Your touch.
Woohoo! November 3 Whiskey Sierra, I have you 5-5 into Pennsylvania.
Papa Alpha, I have you coming in at a 5-3 into US 4324 and US 7260.
QSL, thanks for the parks, and have a great day. 73.
You as well. 73. Your touch.
Woohoo! Sierra.
Yeah, I think maybe I heard a November 3.
November 3 Whiskey Sierra. November 3 Whiskey Sierra.
Yeah, I even tried the preamp and reducing the RF gain a little bit, but still not copying. Was it a November 3?
November 3 Whiskey Sierra. November 3 Washington Sugar.
All right, is that Joe in North Abington?
Negative. November 3 Whiskey Sierra. November 3 Whiskey Sierra.
Yep, having a real hard time of it. November 3 X-ray something?
Negative. November 3 Washington Sugar. November 3 Whiskey Sierra.
Real rough. Like I said, I got a lot of electrical noise here where I'm at, and I'm hearing a November 3, but that's all I'm catching.
73. 242. That last station had a lot of, as you could heard, he said he had a lot of power line noise, and I'm only running 5 watts. If I was running more, or even had the amplifier out here, it would make that a lot easier. Which that amplifier is actually would be easy to do. All I need is the amplifier, a jumper cable, and my battery, which really isn't that heavy. So if I was doing a car POTA or just doing some hunting on a camping trip and, you know, wanted to have a little bit more success, I could do that. Now, if I went and got my just another little battery, I could run 10 watts, double my power. That might help as well too. Or like I said, I could run the amp and run a ton of power. So it doesn't seem that there's a lot of POTA stations on the air. It is a weekday. Again, I took off work just to kind of relax. I'm gonna go fire up the grill here in a minute and start cooking, but just having some fun out in the backyard.
CQ POTA, KE0PRS calling CQ POTA from Park, US 0818.
November 3 Whiskey Sierra.
I've got November 3 Whiskey Sierra, Thomas.
Roger. I have you 5-2 into Pennsylvania.
Roger that. I've got you about the same at a 5-2.
QSL, thanks for the park and hope you have a great activation.
Hey, thank you for hunting us. Yours then?
It's definitely cooled off even from earlier. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've already got some food on the grill that I need to watch, so I think I'm going to pack up my stuff and head up to the house and enjoy the rest of the day. But nope. Like doing these little trial runs out in the backyard. I was testing the antenna. I don't think the wire still wrapped on the toroid, on the winder there, has any effect on the antenna. The tune is excellent. I always kind of use the same piece of RG8X for my antennas to connect to them. So yeah, not a lot of changes. All the knots I used will come right out very simply. So yeah, should be pretty easy to pack up. And this is Tango Oscar Mike saying 73, and I hope you have a great day. I always say I'm grilling. If you want to know what I'm grilling, those are baked potatoes, peppers, and onions. And I'm having a venison tenderloin, and my wife is having a flat iron steak.